We're coming to you from Hertfordshire, a very, very significant place for the Indian community in Britain, given this is ISKCON's Mandir. And with me are two very important members from Westminster, imported from Westminster all the way here to Hertfordshire. Richard, thank you very much. Minister for Home Affairs, and Lord Poppet, thank you, both of you. I'm going to be asking you about the EU referendum, because we have about a fortnight to go. And the big issue during this campaign by both Leave and In has been immigration. So I will be very curious to know, the Remain campaign has been saying that immigration is one thing that you will be able to tackle. Do you see any point at all with Leave saying that once there's sovereignty back in our backpacks, given if we leave, then we could bring complete control on the issue of immigration?
Well, I don't make light of immigration as being a point in people's mind. But today, and by the way, I would respectfully say I'm not imported here because Watford is my constituency, and many devotees of where we are now in the manor actually are in my constituency. But the serious point is I visited 3 businesses today. The big demand from employers is shortage of labour. Unemployment is very low. So I think some of the implications that immigration is for people who come here just because they can have benefits and everything like that, I think that's factually untrue today. And with what the Prime Minister has negotiated about it being 5 years before people can claim in-work benefits, I think it put pay to that argument. But I don't take the argument lightly. It is on people's mind, but I don't think being in the EU or out of the EU would make a significant difference in this respect.
Okay. The Prime Minister and of course many in the Remain campaign have been saying it's going to be a leap into uncertainty. However, the opposite side, which we don't have representatives of on this conversation, have been saying it's probably an opportunity. You disagree?
It would be a great opportunity to stay in Europe anywhere, as Prime Minister very clearly said it. It brings huge inward investment from countries like India and others, and we are a gateway to Europe. So I think it is absolutely perfect for us to stay in Europe. We've stayed for many years. We raised our living standards because we've been part of the European Union.
Yes. Lord Poppet, Prime Minister Modi, Barack Obama, Japan, all of these countries who Prime Minister David Cameron described as advisors to Britain have said remained. What is likely to change vis-a-vis India when it comes to trade and bilateral affairs if we were to continue to remain?
I think it's a huge opportunity for India. In fact, Jaguar Land Rover here because the market is open for 27 countries. So more inward investment from India coming to UK.
Right, so this being the biggest market and much of the exports going to this very market, the other big issue for all of us, not just Londoners but also people living across the UK, has been that of safety, security. Given Brussels, Paris, all of these places have been under attack, the big question is, and also having a high terror alert here in the UK, the big question is how safe are we? Are we safer in or out?
Well, what I've seen in my time at the Home Office has been how closely we work with our European Union joint members. I'm sure, as the outers say, in time something could be negotiated, these countries will be our friends, whatever. But when you see people like the perpetrators of the 7/7 bombings arrested within days in Italy and back in the UK, in a process that before outside Europe would take sometimes up to 2 years, you see how nonsensical it is to say that it's nothing to do with security. So I've seen it very much in my time at the Home Office. And the thing that worries me is not that, we could never do a treaty with Germany and a treaty with France, and of course they're like-minded countries, but we wouldn't be one of them, we wouldn't be part of them. And for our security, for everything to do with what matters in the modern world, criminals, terrorists and lawbreakers don't have borders and boundaries. And yet we're suddenly saying we're better off to do this on our own and see what we can negotiate with each country. I just don't get it.
All right, thank you very much for that insight. Yes, the reiteration continues that if you remain in the EU, which is a 28-member country, there's access to information that comes from every single point of entry when it comes to who's coming in, who's going out, what information they have is something we'll have access to. So perhaps the deal is that you stay in and get the access and use it the way you want to. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for these inputs. It surely will, yes, surely will influence those voters particularly who have been on the fence, still remaining undecided on which way the EU referendum should go. Radhika Iyer reporting from London, NDTV.